Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the V8's online coverage of Round 6 of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series. We are broadcasting tonight to you live and in glorious high definition with support from our good friends at the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and the V8's online superstore. I'm Leo Gray in the comms box, and unfortunately my regular co-driver for the night isn't with us, Stephen Clark, out at work unfortunately, but hope you enjoy the broadcast, mate. But joining me tonight, Desmond. How are you, Des?
Yeah, great, Leo. Looking forward to tonight. I'm glad I could fill in for the real-life committed Sandman, so let's see what tonight brings up for us.
Yeah, unfortunately he couldn't join us, but I think we're going to be in for one ripper event because, of course, this is the one that we've all had circled on the calendar. Round 6, we're finally at Mount Panorama for our first points-paying race. This is going to be a ripper, isn't it?
Yeah, I think every driver's been practicing for the last 8 weeks since the track came out. They've been waiting for this one. We're waiting. We're ready to go. I reckon we should get this one underway.
It's finally here. It's like Christmas in a couple of weeks early. And track doesn't really need a whole lot of introduction. It's Mount Panorama. It's one of the greatest racetracks in the world. And finally here, all looking forward to it. So this is, of course, round 6. We've got a little bit while to go in our championship. This is about the halfway point. But the driver that's had a stranglehold on the championship, Josh Muggleton, had a week off last week. And he's going to be back into it. But we've got another mate of his teammate, Madison, down here tonight to have a bit of a chat with us and to show us around the place. Good evening, Madison. Welcome to Bathurst.
G'day, guys. It's great to be driving at Bathurst. Finally, in iRacing, we've wanted a track this accurate, this joint for ages. So, no, it's great to have this in the game now.
It definitely is. It's something that everyone's been looking forward to and, something for the drivers, for the spectators, for the fans. And great to be here. But speaking of preparation, you haven't had a whole lot because, of course, you've been busy with other commitments, Mads. For those that don't know, Madison Down had a fantastic weekend at Sydney driving an Aussie racing car. So congratulations, Mad. Why don't you tell everybody how that went for you?
Yeah, what a weekend. Can't really, I don't know, it's still a bit surreal. I just can't believe it happened. All weekend I was pinching myself. Couldn't believe I was sitting behind the wheel and driving on the streets of Sydney Olympic Park. But yeah, great weekend. We were about mid-pack pace-wise. Not really fast enough to be top 10. Qualified 19th, got up to 17th there in race 1, but got up to race 2, I think got up to 13th or 14th. We had a spark plug lead come loose, which resulted in a DNF, which is pretty disappointing to get that high up the field and then get sent to the rear. But on Sunday in the 2 races, went from 34th to 18th again, so not too bad. It was good that we moved forward in all the races, and it answered my big question: could I actually be competitive in a real race car? And I think the answer to that was yes. So couldn't be happier.
I'd say you did a fantastic job, mate. It was awesome to keep track of it all. Of course, we've been following it for a long time, and to finally see it come to fruition it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, race around. It was, so I'm waiting for that final and, to see if I won it, and I did. And then even from there, it was a 6 or 7 week wait to the actual Sydney 500 itself. So, no, it was great to get there, great to have a drive, and as I said, couldn't be happy. I can't believe it happened. Just got to get back in behind the wheel of one of those things again. They're great cars, great event. So yeah, enjoyed it heaps.
Awesome to hear, mate. Did you have much people talking to you, asking about what the iRacing thing is, how you got here, how that all happened?
Yeah, pretty much everybody I talked to that wasn't from the sim racing community was asking about how the competition eventuated and what iRacing's about and how professional is it, etc. So yeah, I talked a lot about the iRacing V8 Supercar series and how we do that. Obviously, that's my primary series and probably has a lot to do with why I am semi-competitive in real life. I suppose it does make a difference, I believe, especially to your concentration and mental fitness, I suppose. So yeah.
Well, if we've got anyone watching from the Aussie racing car community, this is what it's all about, and this is Madison at his home ground, so why don't you show him what it's about?
Alright, so we'll start off on lap here at Bathurst. Haven't had quite as much laps as I can this week, so I'll try and keep it out of the fence, but quite a clean lap. Nice clean run on the straight, limited wheel spin. Turn 1, pretty easy to get it wrong. Try not to overshoot it, got to wind the exit up, get a good run onto Mountain Straight, try not to get any wheel spin. We've got a tailwind here this week going up Mountain Straight, so the car makes a lot of straight line speed and doesn't quite stop as good as it normally would. Brake very deep up here though, because it's uphill. Put it into the gutter if you can, miss the apex just slightly like that. You have a big slide and can't get the power down. Cutting, really treacherous corner basically. Easy to lose the back on turn in. Try and make the apex, don't hit the wall. Again, try and put the power down smoothly. This car just wants to light the rear tyres up absolutely everywhere. It's way too much power over some of these crests. Through metal grate, right out to the wall, get it turned. Try and not hit this exit wall. It's very, very easy to run wide there. Same thing in McPhilmy, a lot of understeer on entry. Easy to run wide, like that, into the fence. Continue it anyway. Blind over the crest, down through the dipper. Bottoms out very, very badly down through there. As you come down into Forest Elbow, the back gets very light. Again, it's very hard to stop, easy to run wide. Full second gear, right out to the wall and exit. Down Conrod, simply pulling gears. We've got a big headwind down here, so in the race tonight, you'll see a lot of slipstream down here. It'll be massively exaggerated. We're not getting to the revometer for the chase. It's sitting at about 280 kilometres an hour instead of the usual 290. Brake as deep as you dare for the chase. Again, that's easy to overshoot. Massive curve, two wheels. Short shift to third on the exit. Use a bit of curb on the exit as well. The curbs can be a little bit treacherous here, so you do need to be careful of them, as I wasn't at the top. Again, the last corner curb, you want to try and stay off that on the inside. It puts the car up on two wheels, gets you very unsettled. 209.4, obviously massive mistake at the top of the hill, cost that pretty badly, but rest of it, not too bad.
Well, mate, that was a very exciting lap of Mount Panorama.
Show Alan Moffat style what not to do at McPhilmy Park there, but there you go, it shows you how accurate the truck is. You make the same mistakes as the professionals around here, so yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that too, mate. It's a treacherous place and definitely goes to show how it can bite you. Preparation's key here, and unfortunately you haven't had the time to do that. Well, unfortunately is maybe not the right word, because you've had a good excuse not to. But
hey,
how are you going to be for the race?
Yeah, unfortunately is not the word I'd use. I'd, you know, to be honest, probably prefer doing the Aussie racing car thing at the Sydney 500, but yeah, it's going to be very tough. I think I'm going to do very well to keep it out of the fence around here in this race. So, as you saw there, a slight little mistake, you run slightly wide, and this track is so unforgiving that basically you drop a wheel off or run a little bit wider in the fence, and it's game over in this simulator. So, yeah, hopefully we can just keep it out of the wall. I don't think I'm really going to be too on the pace tonight. I'll be back into the top 10, but we'll see what happens. Try and grab some points in the championship and try and stay out of trouble.
Well, you're currently sitting 10th on the time charts before final qualifying. Hopefully, if you can move up through the order a bit, that could help out for the race. But before we let you go, Mads, I've got to ask, do you have any favourite Bathurst memories over the years? Anything about this place or the great races here that really stands out for you personally?
Oh, it's just, I don't know, just always the last 30 laps. I think one of the key ones I remember really sitting on the edge of my seat. Obviously, I don't remember anything a long time ago, but a lot in the 2000s, the end of the 2002 Bathurst 1000, when Mark Scaife had the plastic bag in the front of the car. I thought that was pretty nail-biting. And also 2007, when the rain poured down with about 20 laps to go, and they're all out there on slicks fighting the cars, and, you know, Frosty had a big off through the chase. So yeah, they're probably my two favourite Bathurst memories.
Excellent to hear. Well, there's another one that I'm going to have to add, mate, and that was, of course, a couple of weeks before the season started at Race of Champions here, the top 10 shootout we had, and of course you came away with pole position. That was an exciting night for all of us. Yeah,
if we're going to talk about sim racing ones, yeah, for sure. That was a massive.
Throw that in.
Yeah, that was a massive night. Top 10 shootout on iRacing for the first time, and you know, we've never seen people get so nervous before a qualifying session before. You know, you go out there, you got one lap to hang it all on the line and see what you can do. And, you know, it's a very unforgiving track, and we saw a lot of guys not quite as fast as they'd want to be. But, yeah, you know, for me, it was a good session, got pole position. The race didn't quite go to plan, but, yeah, we'll try and redeem ourselves tonight, I suppose.
That was a brilliant event. Well, Thanks for stopping in for a chat, Madison. Thanks for the tour around Mount Panorama. We'll leave you to it for your final prep for qualifying, and we'll see you out there, mate. Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks. Talk to you after, guys. Cheers.
Well, Des, what do you reckon? It's a pretty intense place, and you can just feel the build-up for this race already, can't you? We've got one final qualifying session, and then 31 laps of madness.
Definitely, Leo. I was just spellbounded then by, just the commitment that Madison had, even with the limited prep. Just see how much he was late on the brakes going up the hill, just letting the mountain work for him, and then just the commitment over the skyline. Obviously, he would need just to eat away those tenths that all these guys up in the top 10 have, so close with over 6.1 kilometers. It's crazy.
Definitely is. We've got qualifying coming up. It's going to be a 20-minute session, so because of the length of the lap here, it's not going to be a lot of time for people to make some gains. But currently, John Emerson on pole with a 2:05.323. So he's sitting very well. Been very consistent this season, has John. But also on the front row of the grid, Renz Brookman, Josh Muggleton, who's been doing so well this season, Richard Hampstead, Dean O'Brien and Michael Fabian. Fantastic qual results for those boys. Sean Kelly, Matthew Hill, Bo Cattell and Madison Down rounding out the top 10. So we're going to be heading into final qualifying shortly, but the current championship standings, at round 5 of 6 completed, John Emerson actually leading the points at the moment. He's on 1,225, just clear of Josh Muggleton. Muggleton, of course, sat out last week getting married, so congrats again, Josh, but good to have you back. Renz Brookman in third, Val Ritchies, Madison Down, Richard Hampstead, Lee Ellis, Sean Kelly, Dean O'Brien and Bo Cubis round out the top 10. So, of course, tonight, round 6 of 12, so we're at the halfway point of the season, and we're getting down to the business end of things.
Yeah, definitely. Just interesting to note, we've got, two teammates there. They've got a race in hand. We're only 3 rounds away from drop weeks, and Richard Hampstead, he's looking pretty promising back there.
Yeah, Hammer's always someone who's on the pace, and we've seen he was the first to break the drought break the Tats.com deadlock back last week, and he was definitely happy with that one. And I think we're going to see a lot of guys keen to carry that streak on. Emerson in the TTL Good Game car with that blistering qualifying lap. He's going to want to make his mark and get a win for the team in this season.
And hopefully Renz can maybe go one better in that Euro server. See if he can't get get another 10th and try and grab that spot.
That's actually a pretty good point there, because Renz might not have as much traffic in his qualifying session compared to what some of our guys have, and that could make the difference between a clean lap and getting balked in traffic. But we're going to head into final qualifying. As we said, the last 20 minutes for drivers to move on up the grid. We know that there's time to be had out there. As Madison Down said, he's hopefully got a little bit of pace left in the thing. But the commitment that you require to put together a good lap at Mount Panorama, it's not an easy task, is it, Des?
No. We even saw it there, coming around an inch to the left on that curb. Just bounced the car in the wrong way, put it into a slide. Bam, you're into a concrete wall. There's no give at this track. It's just awesome.
That's right. And best part about that is we've got a race to do later, 31 laps, where there's going to be 25 drivers all fighting for the same piece of real estate here. It's going to be a ripper race to watch.
Yeah, the first few laps will be very hot because guys will be wanting to make moves with those tyres. And then, unfortunately he's not here, but Sandman's favourite part. We've got pit stops, and it's almost a 2 full tank runs. So it'll be great to watch all the strategy with these boys. When do they go? Do they hold out, have fresher tyres later?
That's going to be a big lot of options for the crew chiefs, you reckon?
I think the crew chiefs will be really busy with just maintaining gaps, giving them lap times to to hit their marks. Just checking when other people will be doing their stuff. So crew chiefs will be busy. Definitely biggest thing I like to do is just hit your marks, boys, hit your marks. So I think that's what's needed for this race.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So here we are. This is final qualifying before tonight's main event. 20 minutes, 25 cars in the session. We'll keep you updated as to how the grid progresses. We'll have pictures through for you very shortly. Some of the drivers are just out on their warm-up lap, so you're not going to miss a thing.
Obviously with the 2-minute and 5 lap, you'd be looking at, a 2 minute, about your 20, 30 to get around there. Your low fuel, keep your tyres low in temperature, try not to scrub them off. It's a bit different to real life in the city. So.
And first car on screen is our current pole sitter, John Emerson in the Good Game TTL car. Like he's taking a slow warm-up lap, so he'll be onto a flyer straight away, we hope. Good looking car, this one. I'm a big fan of the Good Game livery that we saw introduced at the start of the season at Okayama. And he's always been up the front or thereabouts so far this season, so looking to go one step better from his second placing at Interlagos last week.
Yeah, I think it's great that John's got his, he's enjoying this car again. He's had a bit of a break and he went off and drove the Daytona prototype for a while, and great to see him back here. And giving these Tats boys a good run for their money. What we all want to see.
So Emerson's going to round L corner, head up Mountain Straight for the first flying lap of the session. Big run up this mountain. You can already see a couple of guys coming out of the pits behind him, so traffic is going to play a big part in this session.
Yeah, guys will be searching for their own little bit of road. No one will want to make too big of a mistake around anyone. I think you'll find a lot of courtesy being used by the drivers.
That's it. Give and take goes a long way because a bit of a slide there.
Bit.
Very sideways out the back of that TTL board, but he seems to be carrying on with it.
We'll have to watch the split times here. The 47th lap for the first one.
Grabs a bit of the curb, that's where Madison went off. That's just the right amount of curb that you want to get. Looking very tidy through the S's and into the dipper. Maybe with that amount of oversteer at the beginning of the lap, Des, could it have been a precious thing, do you think?
It could be just trying to commit, because he's already got a great time. He's got it on pole at the moment, so why not get out there and give it a bang? All the other thing, let's just see what time he pulls up. He could be out there just doing race runs.
As we said, it's a long lap and there's already 5 minutes gone in the session. Emerson coming through the chase now, just 1 corner to go, but Scott Uran, only person to post a time so far. Heading into Murray's. He's going to cross the line, and that's a 2:05.9 for John Emerson. Whilst we were following that lap, Josh Muggleton has also set a time, a 2:05.5, taking him to the top of the timesheets. Actually a personal best for Muggleton, so there's still time to be had out there.
And our hot lapper has just finished has just finished one with a 2 minutes and 6, 3:04. Obviously, he's going to get quicker with as each lap he goes on. He's just going to pick up more pace as he gets more confident with the set.
Now here's something that you gotta love about Bathurst time. Oh, big sideways moment on Wayne Burke. But the tribute liveries, fantastic looking HDT car that Wayne Burke is running. There's a couple of those out there tonight.
I believe actually multi 21, all of them are running all the tribute liveries.
It's a fantastic bit of a bit of spirit from the team, Multi-21 Sim Racing. I'm quite liking Bo Catel's car at the moment in the old the Walkinshaw paint job.
Yeah, you got to be of the two minds there. You either got to love it or you got to think, oh, it's on a Ford. I'm not sure, but it's great to see. It's great that we can actually do this sort of stuff and we can bring this to you guys. So
yeah, gotta love it. I think it's good.
Yep.
More of this is always welcome.
Got Bo finishing off with a 206.266. Good lap there for him.
Not quite his best. He's sitting in position 9 with a 206.1. But here's a familiar livery to us. This is Josh Muggleton in the Tats.com car, coming around to start a lap.
And number 1 on the board. He'll be looking to take that pole position off John. I know he's got a taste for all having number 1s, fastest laps, first, poles.
Well, he is without a doubt the form driver of this season. There's no two ways about it. Muggleton is doing everything right for his title defence and showing us why he is clearly one of the best drivers in the field right now. Traffic just moving out of the way, it's what we like to see. Muggleton's best lap so far, he's actually bettered it in this session, but a 205.572. Just brushes the wall. That was about as tight as you want it. It looks like he has grabbed a little bit, and that'll be lap over. Car just behind that was Ian Ford. I just wanted to specifically point this car out, running the old Benson Hedges livery that we saw on the M3s of Tony Longhurst. I've got to say that I'm actually a big fan of this livery because I'm a big fan of those cars as well. Good to see another tribute out there, and one that's perhaps a bit different that we're not used to seeing.
Yeah. And 40s, it looks like he's going to end that lap. He's getting a lot of understeer through that coming down the mountain, so. Go to see Scott Uran in the ANZ. Just pushing it a bit too hard through there, just scrubbing the tyres and bleeding time. Pulls that one up and goes again. We've got 10 minutes left in the session, so definitely time to get out there and get a few more.
Yeah, you can't spend too much time putting in the wall as close to the limit as you have to be. You don't get a lot of chances in this session. 9.5 minutes remain, and that's not a lot of laps for you to get done.
Have a look at a previous champion of our iRacing series, Richard Hampstead. He's about to end. Don't start, sorry. Start a lap.
Hampstead isn't just a previous champion of ours. He's also the winner of the Race of Champions event that we held here at Mount Panorama. This is, of course, the first points-paying race that we've had, but that race back at the start of the season here was an absolute epic battle, and Hampstead came out on top. Currently sitting P4 on the timesheets, and he'll be looking to repeat.
Yeah, 61 laps back at Race Reality, so, Race of Champions. Sorry. Too many races in my head at the moment. Yeah, these car's a bit twitchy, but he's definitely got that thing under control.
I think Mount Panorama gives you that impression sometimes anyway with all the bumps.
Yeah, to be fast, you're on that edge on this track.
Wasn't using as much curb over the top there as we saw Emerson doing.
A lot of curb through the S's. Got to be careful through there. You take too much curb on that S, it's going to throw your car out.
Then the rear of the car wiggling under brakes, coming into the elbow. got to be super committed on the exit. He just wants to suck you into the wall.
Up to some traffic that's going to pull over.
Look at the splits. His first sector was quite good, lost a bit of time in the middle, and then we'll see if he can make it up in this final sector. A lot of curb through the chase, looking good.
Comes down to Murray's. Car fighting him, but he gets it in there. That is a new pole.
Quickest lap of the week, Richard Hampstead. 2 minutes, 5.212 seconds. So he's knocked John Emerson off pole position on that lap. So that was a fantastic lap there.
He's got it by a whole tenth too.
Yeah.
And I think he's got more time in that because that middle sector was a bit slow. But I'm using all the track and then some.
Got to be done though if you want to make time around here. We thought that lap of Hampstead's maybe looked a bit on the edge, but it was quick. It was very quick.
Very taily out of Murray's.
I reckon that probably cost him because he was less than a tenth off the PB there. But he'll head straight back out for more. There's not going to be much time. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the session. So if you've got anything left, you've got to get it out now.
Go to the guy who's just been knocked off. He's coming down to the chase now.
Now Emerson's going to be hungry. He's going to know that he's just had his pole time knocked off.
Very late on the brakes there. Oh, big moment.
Looks like he's actually got a bit of damage on the car, so yeah, front right.
059 again. Continues on.
Yeah, it is interesting because John Emerson has continued on, so he might have switched to a race run here, you know. Of course, 31 laps is a long time and a pit stop to complete. He might be focusing more on getting to the checkered flag at the end of this. We've got a driver on screen at the moment who we've seen a bit of in the last 24 hours. Tony Autridge had a win last night in the prototype GT Challenge, driving a GT1 Corvette at Interlagos. Fantastic drive by Tony. But back into the V8s where he does spend most of his time. Hasn't got a time on the board for this session so far though.
And he pulls it over after a bit of a poor traction out of turn 1. Got Wayne Burke coming down the mountain into the elbow. There's a lot of attitude on the car through there.
Burke's currently 18th on the time charts with a 206.55, running this fantastic tribute Peter Brock HDT livery. The classic livery on a car that looks good no matter what it's on. It's just so distinctive, instantly recognisable.
And looks like he's going to practice a pit stop entry. But his chase wasn't too great there, so he might have just decided to pull this up. And
got Dean O'Brien on a very quick outlap at the moment. He's pushing very hard, so interesting to follow the different ways that drivers are beginning their laps. We've seen some slow outlaps. This is a very quick one, but there's only 3 minutes left, so Dean could be scrambling to try and make sure he gets enough time in for another lap or two.
Matthew Hill on screen.
He's right on the ragged edge. Big slide at the cutting. Gonna push on with it.
Of course, he's sitting in 8th at the moment with a 2:06.1.
Just had an update come through from the Euro session. Rens Brookman is looking pretty fast at the moment, but unfortunately hasn't been able to complete a lap. Won't have much time left, just as the rest of our guys won't. There's only 2 minutes 10 left in the session, so you've got to get out of pit lane now, otherwise you won't make it back around for a full lap.
Oh, Lee Day and Clayton Brooks have got together, teammates. Lee obviously trying to get the draft off Clayton, and has just run square up the back of him. Got Richard Hampstead, our current pole sitter at the moment, and he just acquired it. He started another one. See if he can't better this time.
So this will be Hammer's final lap. And with only a minute 20 left in the session, not going to be time for anybody else to get out of the pits and begin a new one.
And we've just received word through that Ren's in the European server has actually ended his session. So his time will stand to 2:05.539. Just got to love how these cars have got this attitude going up this mountain.
Super committed. Look at how much wall he took on the left hand side.
Well, that was a lot of curve there. A bit wide there. Yeah, I can hear he's already out of it.
Right, 20 seconds left in the session. Muggleton prepping himself to begin a lap. He let Michael Fabian through there just to buy himself a bit of space. New personal best for Fabian. He's sitting on now a 2-minute 5.7. So that will have moved him up a couple of spots on the timesheets. But here's Muggo. Cat's got comp car. Previous champion. Heading up Mountain Straight for what will be his final lap of the session. Checkered flag is out, so drivers will be completing their last lap. And then the grid will be set for tonight's race.
Well, while you watch Muggo, I'm watching Madison down. He's halfway through a lap over the top. He's already thrown down the 2:05.8.9. Good, put him up to 6th. Couple of tenths off there. Not quite as fast as we're used to seeing him through that section, but still got another sector to go. Just shimming a bit of paint off there. Very close.
Muggo is looking very fast, very smooth as well. He's had a couple of very good sectors. Heading down Mountain Straight, going to see if he can get a bit of a toe off the car in front. Hopefully that won't disrupt him into the braking zone for a chase.
Madison, he's had a great chase. Coming down into Murray's now. Gets the car turned in very nicely and great drive out. Ooh. Very close, only a tenth off there.
Muggo coming down to Murray's corner, turns it in sharp and hard. It's been a quick looking lap. Where's he going to sit? 2:05.425. That's a new personal best for Muggo, and he's actually going to jump Rens Brookman on the grid.
Him in the third. Matthew Hill's just finished with a 2:06.4, so unable to better his previous time. Very close up there.
Well, that's been an exciting session, and we had a bit of shuffling on the grid, so we're going to have to revise things once we get into the race, but Hampstead is going to be our pole sitter with a 205.212. Margot second in the session with a 205.425. Fabian in third. Emerson position 4, although that's not been his best lap of the week. Madison Down did manage to improve and got into a 205.848. Bo Cattell, Dean O'Brien, Wayne Burke, Scott Uren and Matty Hill round out the top 10. But we've also got James McKnight, Ian Ford, Sean Kelly, Michael Schreier, Matthew Barron, Dale Nish, Sanjin Jalalik, Guy Leach, Andrew Osiris, Dave Oliver, Jared Philsell. Those guys all setting times in the session, with Lee Day, Tony Ortridge, Mitch McLeod and Clayton Brooks not setting a time.
Just interesting to note there that Renz Brookman, without being able to put a time down, he's dropped 2 positions.
Yeah,
on the grid
has changed just in the space of that 20 minutes, so it's been exciting. And we're going to have an exciting race coming to you soon, so we're going to take a quick break. But during the break, don't go away. You're going to have a special video from the V8 Supercar Americas series, so stay tuned, keep watching that, and we'll see you after the break for 31 laps of racing from Mount Panorama.
Hi, I'm Mike Badzine, Thursday night promoter for V8 Supercars Americas, and I'm here to take you guys on a lap of Mount Panorama Circuit. Now, it's going to get a little interesting right out of the gate because a lot of the guys that run with us, vast majority of them, haven't had to do a standing start with this big 315 gear, so it could be a little bit interesting on the start. I'm going to wind the car up as I'm waiting for the lights to turn green. I'm going to just touch it off the rev limiter. The car is in first gear, and once I see the lights turn green, I'm going to ease off the clutch and start working in the throttle. Once you come off the start, we're going to head up to Hell Corner. Just get into third gear, jump it down into second. From there, it's off the Hell Corner and onto the mountain straight. Working up through the gears. As I get towards the cutter sign, I'm going to head towards the right on this side, otherwise you'll spin the tires coming off the left-hand side of the track. Into sixth gear, and then right here, jump down into the second turn. Power out, and on my way up towards the cutting. Totally blind hill. I got this big mountain on my left-hand side. You won't know if there's anything up here until you hit it. Powering out of the cutting, fighting the car as I'm starting to head through the parks up towards the top of the mountain. Got to really modulate the throttle and be very aware of what the car is doing at all times. Whoa, got a little sideways there. Up through McPhilly, heading towards Rock Skyline, beautiful sight out in the distance. The car gets very unstable here, very light. Down through the gears, through the S's, then into the dipper. Out of the dipper, grab one gear, up into third, then back down to second, head towards Forest Elbow. Real easy to push off the corner. Power out of Forest Elbow, now it's down towards the Conrad straight. The car's got to use every little bit of power it has to pull this 315 gear all the way down the length of the straightaway. 160 miles an hour. Flying over the top of the hill, I'm starting to sight my entrance to the cutting. This little extension of 174 miles an hour. I'm even cutting hard onto the brakes, down through the gears. Power out, keep the rear end of the car underneath you. Try to do it as smooth as you can. Heading towards the final turn, Murray's corner. Hard on the brakes again, down into second gear. Power out. And that's a lap of Mount Panorama, the Bathurst circuit.
Hey, Sebago. That was a cool video.
Hello.
I'm here
Yeah.
now.
Hey, mate.
How are we?
Yeah, good.
You got a 3-lap window tonight, Reese, so you've got a small window to get out of.
Okay, 3-lap window.
Pretty much from, what, 14
14
onwards?
to 18.
14 to
probably
18.
5. Yes, that's 5 laps.
Okay.
They basically... they're basically going to need to take around the 67 litres mark.
I think
67 litres.
62 litres is the official number you need, but obviously there's no actual marker for that, so most guys will might take 60.
Alrighty.
Hey, Seb, I can still hear us coming through the broadcast.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the V8's online coverage of Round 6 of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series. We are broadcasting to you tonight live and in glorious high definition with support from our good friends at the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and the V8's online Superstore. Just wanting to say a big thanks to Mike Budzian from V8's America for giving us a guide to the track during the break. It was a fantastic run through, Mike. Thanks for that. Hopefully we'll see more from you guys. But I'm Leo Gray in the comms box, and unfortunately without my regular co-driver, Sandman, but I hope you're watching at home. But joining me tonight, Des Hallam. How are you tonight, Des?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really pumped for this. 31 laps of probably, well, let's just face it, our favourite track in the world. Let's get it on.
That's right. It doesn't need much more of an intro than that. We saw a furious 20-minute qualifying session. The grid has been changing as we've been going along, but 31 laps tonight is going to be, it's just going to be madness. It's going to be excitement. It's going to be intense the whole way through, and we're going to keep you updated for everything that happens throughout the whole event.
Yeah, that's right, Leo. And pit stops. We got pit stops. It's an enduro event, people. So let's welcome in our pit lane reporter with his whiteboard, Reese G. Are you there, mate?
Yes, indeed, guys. I am here. I've been looking forward to this event for a very long time. The first official iRacing V8 Supercar event on our very own Mount Panorama circuit, and looks like it's going to be an interesting race with pit strategy coming into it. We're looking at pit window opening around lap 14 and going to lap 18, so that's when we can expect most drivers to make their pit stops, and the official amount of fuel that they will have to take is 62 litres, but of course that's just an estimate. We might see drivers going for different strategies, but if I hear any, I will make sure to bring it to you guys.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. Lap 14 to 18 should make you pretty busy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I like being busy when it comes to this stuff, so yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
We'll keep you posted as to how everything goes, but pit stops bring in a new element. We'll have a look at the race for tonight. We are at Mount Panorama, a circuit that we all know and love so well. 23 turns, 31 laps of this 6.213 kilometre circuit. So it's a 192 kilometre race.
Yeah.
Big strength of field at 4.585. So we could see a big points haul tonight. That's going to be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. It was going to bring out, we had well over 180 drivers sign up for this one. So great for the community to be getting out there, and great for us to bring you this top split race.
Well, this is what we want, a full grid of 25 of the best drivers here. We'll run through the starting grid for you. As we saw in that final qualifying session, Richard Hampstead has knocked John Emerson off the pole. So Hampstead going to start from position 1 with a 2:05.212 lap. Emerson is teammate on the front row for a TTL lockout, just a 10th behind. Then we've got Muggleton, Brookman, Fabian, O'Brien, Madison down up into 7th. Sean Kelly, Bo Cattell and Wayne Burke rounding out the top 10. Matthew Hill, Scott Uren, George Morris, Bo Cubis, Ian Ford, Tobias Cerny, Mitch McLeod, Lee Day, Michael Schreier, Tony Ortridge, Matthew Barron, Guy Leach, Andrew Casey and Marty Atkins round out this monster field.
Yeah, it's really a who's who of Australian and NZ sim racing out there. Everyone's come out. Good to see Guy Leach in the grid. I know George Maris is back from a bit of a holiday off. Great to see him there.
It's everyone that we're all used to seeing and a couple more. And we can expect, looking at these names, looking at this grid, an intense night of motor racing ahead of us. We've got Hampstead and Emerson on the front row. That's going to be big. Then the TTL guys a bit further back in the pack, but also fellas in there like Brookman, O'Brien and Fabian who want to get amongst the mixed.
Yeah, and look, starting out of last, he does this a lot. Marty Atkins, he is ever consistent. He will drive through the field. So look for him to be moving up.
We'll keep you posted as to how everything goes, how positions rise and fall through the race. But right now, gridding up on the track, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of it, getting down to the business end of things. As drivers take their grid spots, and we'll get ready for 31 laps of Mount Panorama.
Yeah. I'd love to have a couple of heart rate monitors on a couple of these drivers here. Just imagine it beating out of their race seats at the moment.
So just waiting for the final drivers to join the grid. Lights are up. We're getting ready to go. The revs rise.
Green flag.
And we are racing at Mount Panorama. Fantastic jump by Hampstead. Muggleton trying to make position on Emerson. Emerson switches to the inside to defend.
Oh, very tight. It's tight through the pack too.
Trying to make position. Muggleton and Emerson still side by side, heading up the mountain. Looks like Muggleton is going to take position on Emerson here. He slides through in a second.
Emerson's pushing wide. Renz gets that spot, and Fabian's going to be hungry.
So Brookman through into third. Emerson down 2 spots from his starting position. Fabian nipping at the heels as well, and look at this field come through the cutting. The monster grid of cars, there's nothing separating them. Madison down in the middle of a multi-21 sandwich, those tribute cars. It looks like he's got his hands full at the moment. Everyone is scrambling and jostling, trying to make position early in the race. Going to head down the hill through the S's for the first time. Treacherous times at the beginning of the race here. Hope that nobody gets it wrong through the dipper. Looks like everyone's through cleanly.
Come down Conrod straight for the first time. Like Hampstead's just out to a half a second lead over Muggleton. He'll close that down pretty quickly with this draft.
Yeah, you can see it right there on the screen. He's closing up big time. You saw the way that as soon as Hampstead moved over to the inside, Muggleton was right on it. Big lunge under brakes and getting close to the back of that GTL Falcon. But Hampstead's going to take us down to Murray's for the first time. He's going to lead lap 1, 30 laps remaining in this motor race. Muggleton putting big pressure here. He wants the lead.
Madison down, he's looking to make a move on Dean O'Brien here. I watched him through the chase, he was all over him, but very smart and cool head prevailed and he was stuck in behind. Ooh, Ian Ford's going to go up past McLeod.
Side by side is a B&H car. Mitchell Cloud's trying to hang on. You don't want to get pushed wide here.
Mitchell just shuts the door on Lee. Very tight inside there. Good presence of mind of Mitch there. Just knew what was inevitably going to happen and drove his line around it.
Need to be smart around here. They're racing very hard. Love this shot out the back of the dynamic Sim Sport Ford. Renz Brookman looking at John Emerson.
Yeah, it's great to see Brookman here. He's made it through the first lap, so he'll be happy with that, I know that.
Curious to see just how much Emerson can close up down Conrod straight. This draft that we've been hearing a lot about. It seems like it is going to be a big factor in tonight's race.
Massive headwind, we'll get a great idea here. So Renz might be just picking up a little bit from the two boys in front.
It wasn't as big of a gain as what I was expecting. But Emerson pushing hard on the brakes. Renz driving very tight, very straight at the moment. He's obviously comfortable in the car.
Ford's looking to make moves. He's already caught up with George Maris. Very quick in this great looking livery.
An angry looking pack of cars there, isn't it? Yeah, Ford about to look into turn 1, but guided better off. Try and get the drive out of Hill Corner. See if he can slide into position.
Looks like we've had a change for position back at Murray's corner. Madison's down. Oh no. O'Brien's just locked up the rears and had to go wide. Got a race recall replay here of it for you. O'Brien just probably going a little bit deeper. He knows he's got Madison behind him, but just probably locks those rears up a little bit. Back live with O'Brien. He's got his teammate right behind him.
Love the way these guys are racing here. Kelly, big moment. How
down Conrod. Just going to get to him in the king. Kelly's defensive bows. Oh. Going to make it hard to get drive out of there.
Good bit of driving by Kelly. Back up the front though, another lap complete. Richard Hampstead just stretching a bit of a gap out on the rest of the field. It's opened up to 9/10 of a second. He's back to got back to Josh Muggleton. But driver looking pretty good at the moment. Renz Brookman, he's keeping pace with Muggo. Their lap times are here right next to each other. They're pulling away from Emerson at the moment.
Say, yeah, Emerson's dropped down.
Ooh, Marty Atkins in the pits. His car's looking pretty ugly at the moment. It might have been caught up in an incident. We'll see if we can find out what happened there.
Looks like it might be at the cutting. Sorry, at the elbow. Yeah, I think he's run it a little bit wide and he's nudged that barrier on the outside. We've got our race recall replay up for you. Fortunately, the car's just understeered straight into it for him. Kelly, big wiggle on it to get some gas.
That car is looking very squirrely.
Have a look at Bo here as he closes in. I could just watch this livery all day, really.
Just a good looking vehicle, and I think fantastic job by the Multi 21 boys to put this initiative together, because there's some great looking cars out there in the field that haven't been seen on for years.
Oh, massive Tony Orchard. Massive moment out of the chase. I think he's put himself into the wall.
He's pulling off the road. I think that he must have steering damage.
Oh, big.
What happened to him there?
He's just got on the gas and it's just flicked him.
Bring up a race recall replay. Oh, we see Tony coming out of the chase and he's just gassed it up a little bit too early. Grabbed a bit of the inside wall there, and that's looks like terminal steering damage on the hyperstimulator board. Such a shame to see, especially after his fantastic result last night.
Yeah, different animal, different beast, this one.
Oh, back up the front though. Muggleton is getting pretty sideways over some of these rises. Brookman closing in. He's actually the fastest of these front three last time by. But Muggleton's car is definitely moving. Whilst that's happening, we'll chat to Reese in the pits from Astro Gaming Headsets. What have you got for us, Reese?
Yeah, guys, I've got a little bit of an update from TTL. And I've been chatting to Dylan Sharman, who was in there watching over the TTL drivers, and I asked him about John Emerson because he seems to be hanging back a little bit. Dylan says that getting left on the outside hurt John really bad, but he's got really good pace throughout the whole stint, so hopefully he'll get back up there with the top three, and it is up to Richard Hampstead when he stops, and apparently he's only done one pit entry, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes when he does come in.
So we could be seeing Emerson come through the field later in the stint. What do you think, Reese?
Oh, well, I wouldn't put it past him, definitely. I'll see what happens.
Well, thanks for the update there, mate. Keep us posted. Thanks for hunting around.
We've got to move here by Barron into the chase. Late on the brakes. It's going to be hard to get drive, will he? Gives room and gets the pass done. Well done there to Matthew Barron.
Nice situational awareness too by Schreier. Did well to leave enough racing room for Matty Barron. Good bit of driving by the two of them.
It looks like Barron, his set's only just starting to come in. He's had some great pace the last few laps. He'll be eyes forward now, looking at that ANZ V8 Supercar fan group. Welcome of Lee Day.
Now Madison down, we said we'd be keeping track of his pace through the night. He's moving forward through the field. He's now joining Michael Fabian, knocking on the door of the top 5. He might have been a little bit coy about his results because he's doing a hell of a lot better than what he was making and he expected to be.
Well, he said his fastest lap last lap, so we always knew he's going to get quicker as the night goes on with his limited practice, and he's just showing it right now.
Second quickest driver on the track that time by.
Oh, Emerson ahead. He's had a moment over McPhillamy. He's got out in the grass. No damage, but that car looks like a handful through there for Emerson. Go to a race recall replay for you. Looks like it was just shallow on entry going through, and it's just pushed him wide. Massive curb there. He's done really well to hold on to it and keep the car straight and continue on. Oh, we've got Matthew Hill side by side with Bo Cattell. He gets it done. And Kelly. Oh no! Contact! And Hilly's wide.
That's going to end badly when they rejoin.
Oh, forward! Come on, guys! Duran must be loving this.
I reckon he'd be sweating with all that in front of him. These boys do a very good job not to end up in the fence because you had two of them off the road at one point.
They're still too wide. Cattell. You'll have position here. And Matthew's going to have drive.
Yeah, we see that a lot at Hell Corner. Guys getting past and then getting a good run up Mountain Straight. It won't be over yet. Hill side by side, they're two of them side by side, two rows of two up into Griffins.
Kelly's given the position back, I think. Yeah, he's addressed his position, Kelly.
Still side by side, Ren trying to buy in. He's side by side with Hill.
The outside of the cutting is probably not the place to do it there.
Now we're going to break the drive by these guys, and that's allowed Tobias Cerny and Jordan Maris and Ian Ford to start to close in. So this is turning into a big, big pack of cars.
Eight cars within 2 seconds. This is great.
Now we've got a pit report. Matthew Barron has retired from the race. Reese, what's happening out there, buddy?
I've been listening in on the Dynamic SimSport garage, and apparently Matthew Barron blew his engine on the entry to Griffin's Bend, so very unfortunate for Matthew Barron. He was doing quite well.
Like Mitchell McLeod's also left the race.
Oh, thanks for the update there, Reese.
Might have to chase that up. I'll see if I can find some information on that, guys. I'll get back to you if I can.
Thanks, Reese. Keep us posted. Back up front though, position 5 and 6, Fabian and down. This fight is definitely not over.
We've got 3 wide again. These boys aren't letting up.
This is brilliant. Kelly pulling out your end, deep under brakes.
Past Hill.
Hill's car's got a bit moving there. Not looking good.
Yeah, he's pulling over.
Oh. I think Kelly's backing up. He may have a bit of damage.
Very close to Maris. Way sideways. There you go. Ian Ford's got a run on Maris here. Maris is going to put him on the outside.
Ford is running the tribute livery there. Kelly and Burke still side by side.
Kelly's trying to go.
Did you see how much curb Cattell had on the inside?
And Maris on. Oh, Maris was almost going to shove it up the inside. Cutting there. Bias.
So this is split into 2 4-car battles here. Bias has got Maris and company pushing hard on the back of that hill.
Maybe maybe Matthew Hill had a slowdown there, just the way he was slowing down.
He was getting out of it quite aggressively, but he's latched on the back of this pack continuing on, so I would say that he must have had a slowdown penalty at the chase.
Forwards everywhere but straight. Wow. How do you hold on that through skyline?
Ford kicks the tail out of the car, coming on the Conrod straight. Gonna have a bit of a drafting train. He may try and sneak a look on George Maris here.
Sean Kelly's actually got that position finally after the last 3 laps. Finally just was able to drive around Wayne Burke down into the chase.
Hill side by side with Ford, going to take the position.
Ford must have gotten the slowdown there.
Tobias has dropped down some positions. Tobias Cerny's dropped down to 19th.
But up front, we've got Madison Downs made a move. Michael Fabian coming down Conrod. I think Fabian knew it was coming. Gave him the line. Great driving there, guys.
Now, whilst that had been happening, heading into the chase, Tobias Cerny and George Maris got together, ended up with both cars off the road and Cerny around. So Tobias has continued on, but he's now dropped down to P19. Now Andrew Casey has also retired from the race. We're going to duck into Reese for another pit report for Astro Gaming headsets. What's happening up there, Reese?
Guys, I do know what happened to Matthew Barron for sure, and I also know what happened to Mitch McLeod. The two incidents are related. Jay Kennedy has just told me that Mitch spun at the exit of Griffin and cleaned up Squizzer, so it was contact between them that ended both of their races.
Thanks for covering that for us, Reese. There's just so much to follow here that sometimes it's difficult to keep an eye on everything that's happening, but brilliant work out there, mate. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. I've also got one little bit of extra information. Apparently it is dead quiet in the TTR TeamSpeak channel right now, but the guy I'm talking to does know that Madison Down is getting under 30 frames per second, at least at the time that I was communicating with him, so we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult, not when you want as a driver.
Especially not at Bathurst.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Reese. We'll have a look at the top 3.
Yeah, it is. It's been on the last few laps we've been recording. Hasn't really broken away. Hampstead's gone up. He's got in the gap. They've caught him back up.
Yeah, these top 3 are all sitting within 1.1 seconds of each other, so Hampstead hasn't gapped him like we perhaps thought that he was or was going to. And Brookman has definitely got pace over Josh Muggleton at the moment. It's just so hard to find a way past here.
We're only at lap 10.
Oh, I'm loving this. 21 more to go, and they're going to be 21 glorious. That's Muggleton in the wall.
And Ren's behind him, follows suit. We don't need that here, boys.
That looked like it was a pretty big hit. Hopefully these two haven't got damaged, but they seem to be alright at the moment.
Oh, and Ren's into the wall through the X's.
No, a long way to go, boys. You've got to get to the finish.
Trying to straighten their cars out, I guess.
Yeah. Not the way that the crew chiefs would have it happen, though.
Bo Patel harassing Frank through the elbow.
Sean Kelly has got Patel putting big pressure on him. Dean O'Brien has managed to get away from this big time. got
we got
Kelly
Cattell.
Burke,
He's got the
Cattell
run.
and your end.
Will he dive? He's dived. He's got up beside him. He'll have the position. Slide through. Great
Nice
work
move.
there.
He got the car in the position, dived it under brakes, and job done. Good bit of driving, Bo. Scott Uren, he's going to want to try and get into the top 10 here. Wayne has got the last position in that top 10, driving the Peter Brock HDT tribute livery. But Uren trying to get that ANZ V8 Supercar Fandom car into the chase. Someone that's been, I was about to say someone that's been a bit quiet lately, John Emerson, and as we say that, he lights up the rear getting out of the cutting. Clearly still pushing very hard, but holding down position 4.
He is pushing hard. He's just set his fastest lap with a 2:06.3. He is moving.
And he is the fastest car on the track right now, so this could be what we're hearing from Reese. This could be Emerson's set coming on strong towards the end portion of a run, because of course we're going to be thinking about pit stops shortly, don't we, Des?
We do. We're about 3 laps away from them really wanting to jump in. But Emerson's watching those two in front of him just scrape the walls, seeing their cars just get a bit too lively. And also seeing Richard Handstead just jumping out to probably the biggest lead he's had.
Cattell in the wall, was he?
He's caught Kelly, and coming into the elbow, he's just locked it up, 4-wheel sliding.
Look, it's got your end. Side by side with Wayne Burke heading into the chase. 2 by 2.
Oh, we're going again.
Wayne Burke grabbed a bit of grass there. Is he going to be able to pull it up? He does.
Oh,
Red's big time sideways.
Well, that curb just pulled that front.
These guys are really turning it up. Bo's looking very racy. He thought about poking the nose in at Kelly at Murray's, but he's going to push on, try and get him up mountain straight. Gee, these boys are fighting very hard. Here's an aggressive view. This is going to show us just how hungry Cattell is looking. Going to be biting all over the back of this car. You see him getting closer. You hear Kelly bouncing off the limiter. Look at how close the Cattell's getting through Griffin's Bend.
Just behind
Big
these guys,
sideways.
we've got Maris throwing it up the inside of Matthew Hill. Oh, side by side, yep, he's got that. Hill's had to concede, and Cubis through as well on Matthew Hill.
Did you see Hilly's car snap sideways?
Oh, Matthew will not be impressed.
Good bit of opportunistic driving by Bo Cubis to get the altitude right and Volvo car up into P15. There's a lot happening out there, and we're going to head back to the pits again for Reese with Astro Gaming headsets. What have you got this time, Reese?
Guys, I've been chatting around in the various TeamSpeak channels, and I don't know how much I can say, but a trusted source very close to me is saying that a driver in the top 5 is most likely to pit early and fuel save. You can make of that what you will, guys.
Awesome to know, Reese. Sorry to cut you off though, but we've got Cattell and Kelly side by side down this Conrod. Kelly had it way crossed up coming out of the elbow. Now, Bo, you had the line. Kelly's conceded that one. You ran through on Burke.
These guys are doing a fantastic job. Thanks again, Reese, doing well yourself. Let us know of any other fantastic goss that you get, but we'll be talking to you a lot in a couple of laps, I reckon.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially with this midfield battle. It's so much fun to watch.
So that could make things interesting in the top 5, because fastest man on track for the 3rd lap in a row is John Emerson. He's been continually lowering his best lap, a 2:06.1 he's just turned. So he's turning up the wick and catching these top guys. He's reeling in Hampstead, Brookman and Muggleton. With that pace, I don't think he'd be looking to feel safe. Look at the gap that Brookman's got.
Yeah, you can see he's got some car pace, but the dirty air won't be helping. Maybe it might be Brookman. Get out into some clear air. Definitely got pace on board.
Look at how they've reeled in Hampstead. It's now a second separating the top three.
Looking at Muggo's tats.com Falcon, it's very likely going through the dipper.
They're just trading lap times, these boys now. Hampstead was actually the slowest of the top four that time by. So that he hasn't been able to extend out a lead. And look, we've now got the top four all in the same shot on screen at the moment. Oh, the way Muggleton snaps sideways. The other Tats.com car has slowly snuck its way into the top five. Madison down. He's had a solid drive, keeping his nose clean and currently sitting in P5, so he should be very happy with that.
Yeah, we got back to 14-15. Bo Cubis does it easy before the kink into the chase.
Maris moved by Maris to step aside.
Yeah, he had no defence for that one except for maybe just trying to get the drive as he goes wide, so that's ruined that.
He was looking good there. I was about to say that's good racecraft for all the young drivers out there. Just stepping aside and trying to get a good run back through the corner, but unfortunately grabbed a bit of grass. But he's still having a good look at Bo Cubis here. Not over yet.
The other Bo in the race, Bo Cattell, he hasn't been able to skip away from Paul Kelly, so they're still in a battle with Scott Uran and Wayne Burke right there with them. So these boys are going to go all the way to the pit stops.
I don't think that we'll see those guys separated all race.
I wonder if one of those is looking to maybe run... Oh, he ran into the wall on the inside of the cutting. Lap 14, that's not what you want. He might be now rethinking his strategy. Bit of a hard look there.
So he's doing this place and it can hurt him big time. These balls bite hard. But we're now in that pit window, so this could be an opportunity for a couple of guys to try and duck into the pits, get some fresh rubber, full tank of fuel, and see if they can leapfrog someone through a good outlap. And on that, we'll see if Reese has got anything to tell us from the pits.
Yeah, guys, I've been listening in again and chatting to team bosses, and I've got a bit of news about Madison Down. Apparently, he's having major FPS issues. Apparently, it's getting a bit undrivable for him, and he's losing half a second a lap. He's also hit the wall twice.
Sorry, mate, but we've got Muggleton jumping into the lane.
Oh, dear.
And Emerson behind him.
Emerson follows. So these are the first takers for stops. Muggleton running P2, Emerson P4. These guys are in the lane. So this is the earliest point that you can be making your stop. These guys are going to want to get out as quick as possible for a clean lap.
I'm also hearing that Matthew Hill will probably be pitting in the next couple of laps because he's struggling a little bit and he wants to pull away from this midfield pack of Michael Schreier and Tobias Cherney.
Wayne Burke in as well.
I've also got the top 5 from the second split, just briefly while we go. Oh, looks like Matthew Hill's in, and it looks like Michael Schreier's following.
Hill and Cerny as well. Muggleton out. Emerson out.
And both with a 26 and a 27 pit stop there, respectively. Oh, Mungo's got company. Michael Schreier.
That's not what he needs. For this strategy to work, he needs a clean and a fast outlap.
Schreier on the brakes early. Margot's still wide though.
Big slide on exit.
Using those brand new dom mops up.
If he loses pace, he'll be at risk of losing a spot to Brookman. Big sideways move again. This car isn't looking good on a full tank of fuel.
Go back to the front, we've got Brookman. He's actually closing down on Richard now that he doesn't have Muggleton in front of him.
Brookman is looking very racy.
Hammers is trying to break that draft.
So there's less than half a second between these guys now. You can see it, there's only a couple of car lengths in it.
And Brookman really well under brakes. They're both going for the pits here.
Both in the lane, going to be super committed into this tight pit entry.
Something interesting to note though is Emerson's lost a lot of time on this lap. He outlapped. Let's see if I can go through it on my records here, but I think it was just the slower pit stop has cost him that much time.
Lost a second in the pits, and it might have just been a slightly slower outlap. Well, he would have come out behind Schreier as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but he hasn't caught Schreier. He's still 3 seconds off him. So.
Right. And it's been a big influx into the pits because not only Hampstead and Brookman, but Fabian, O'Brien, Cattell, Kelly, Day, and Cubis are in. Our new race leader is Madison down, but that's going to change in the next couple of laps as these pit stops cycle through. Brookman out of the pits. Brookman's going to
got him,
leapfrog
and Muggleton's
Hampstead.
got in front too.
Hammer only getting out of the pits now, so that was a very slow stop for Hampstead. 4 seconds slower than Ren's Brookman.
Yeah, Ren's with a 27-second pit stop, but at the moment it's Muggleton who's got one of the quickest. Fabian's also up there with a 25.7 stop.
So what this has done for us now is that our effective race leader is Josh Muggleton. He's got about a second gap back to Ren's Brookman, followed by John Emerson and Hampstead. So Hampstead going to be the big loser out of that pit stop cycle.
And after their pit stops, it's back on. Wayne Burke's actually gotten in front of Sean Kelly. Into Griffins.
I will not be complaining if these guys are going at it all night long. I tell you, this is what we love to see, and they're definitely turning it on for us.
Actually, Bo Catel's had a big jump on him as well. He's 4 seconds up the road.
Yeah, keeping out of trouble. That's the way to do it, because of course the more these guys fight, the bigger the gap that he's going to get. We're of course now lap 16 of 31. We're at the half race distance. Still a long way to go though. Still pit stops to get through. Very, very late into the pits for Madison down. He was lucky not to end up in the grass like we've seen a number of drivers do over the years. Very anxious to see if he gets an unsafe pit entry for that, because that was a very late dive. But he's going to be one of the last to pit, and this will cycle everything through for us. Ian Ford
Scott
in the lane.
Scott Uren stayed out and inherits the lead. Maris also in, so this will, apart from Scott, almost cleanse our field. See if Madison can hold out on Fabian, who's coming down into Murray's now.
Right, so Muggleton, Brookman, and Emerson
Look like it.
all go past pit exit.
Madison's down,
he's
he's
off the
away.
jacks.
Fabian, he's going to get him. But that extra lap has hurt Madison there.
Yeah, it would have been a good outlap by Michael Fabian. And there'll only be, well, that's pretty well completed the cycle of pit stops, so we'll touch base now with Reece Gardner in the pits for Astro Gaming headsets.
Yeah, guys, I've got a little bit of news on Scott Uren, currently running in second place. He hasn't pitted yet, but I heard some chat in his team speak, and he said when they last checked his fuel numbers that he had 10 litres left in the tank, so he should be pitting in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, can't be much left now. We heard it was going to be tight on fuel, a very small window, so thanks for that update, Reece.
No problem, I'm expecting him in at the end of this lap. If not, then the lap of the next one.
And when Uren does dive into the lane, that will leave Josh Muggleton as being our race leader. So we've had a big shuffle through all of that. Muggleton, Brookman, Emerson, Hampstead and Fabian is our effective top 5.
Even our mid-pack battle, they've been scrambled up somewhat. Bocatel's a big mover in that, and Wayne Burke, he's been able to jump up past.
Yeah, Kelly's still chasing hard to get back onto the rear of that Peter Brock car.
Got Scott Uren in.
So that will cleanse the field for us. Scotty was the 4th car of this epic mid-pack battle that we've been seeing, so he'll be looking to rejoin at the back of the top 10.
A reigning champ, he's taken over the lead of Bathurst. I'm sure he's got a great smile on him now. Got a nice little lead of just over a second back to Brookman, and then again an equal distance back to Emerson.
Check out the lap times there though. Hampstead, quickest car on the track with a 2:05.946. That was his quickest lap of the race.
Uren's out. Bo's gotten by him, and he's coming out right beside us, sliding Wayne Burke. Wow. Oh, I don't know.
These guys are going to run side by side. Kelly's going to be very eager here to see if he can snap up a couple of positions. Going to run side by side with Uren. Uren fights hard on the outside.
Oh, it just keeps it off.
He forced the issue a little bit too much and nearly ended up in the wall.
And here comes a charging Ian Ford. So it's back on with these boys.
Excellent, this is what we want to see. Ian Ford joining the fray in the Denny Holm car. Got Uren, going to have his hands full there, but look at Kelly and Burke all over each other again. This has got to be some of the best racing that we've seen all year, Des. What do you reckon?
It's Bathurst, that's all I can say. It's going to bring it out, isn't it?
Not wrong there. Busy man out there that's not a driver is Reese in the pits. What's happening?
Guys, I've got a little bit of information from Tim Foltz, the head of Multi-21 Sim Racing. Ian Ford, who you guys were just touching on before. He took 67.5 litres and he's fueled to the end. All the Multi-21 guys are fueled to the end, so just letting you guys know in that respect.
So we can expect those guys to be pushing hard right to the finish. Thanks for that update, Reese. We got to head back. Kelly and Burke, it's on again.
Oh, Kelly's got the move done.
Kelly gets him.
Great use of the draft there by Kelly.
That was a fantastic move.
If I can turn your heads to Brookman, he has just had a great lap, almost got the fastest lap, and he's only half a second off Muggleton.
Oh, guys, I'm also hearing problems for Madison. Big tail slap out of Forrest's elbow, back right, heavy contact. So, not sure what to make of that.
Yeah, well, that's not what we want. See if you can find anything more out about that, Reese.
Muggleton went wide in the cutting. Renz is all over him. Muggleton, oh, Renz, get him on the brakes. Oh, Muggo in the wall.
Oh, I think that he was about as close as you could get.
Oh, Renz in the wall. Wow. Turn it up, guys. Come on, we need to see more.
This is the sort of fighting that we wanted to see. Muggleton looked good at the start of this run, but Brookman's set seems to be coming in. This is going to be a fantastic run down Conrod Straight. We'll see if there's going to be Brave down into the chase.
Got to get this one right to get the drive, and Brookman's going for it. No, he's wide.
He was trying to set himself up for a strong run down, but the other driver in the back of shot here is looking strong right now is John Emerson in the TTL Good Game Ford.
Yeah, well, we already know he's going to come on in about 7 laps time. He's just going to start getting quicker, so if he can hold on to these guys, maybe, I'm sure he's going to hope that these guys battle in front and slow them down. He'll be there.
And we can't rule out Richard Hampstead too, because he's the quickest of these 4 drivers. He's the quickest man in the race right now.
Well, now he's behind. He's got, you know, got some people out there leading the way. He can just follow them, look at their brake markers, use them where he was pioneering before. They bob and weave in his time. So, see, give it a couple more laps. We'll be on.
Times.
Oh, Burke, you ran up inside, on the outside. Sorry. Job done. Great work.
Ian Ford looking to add to the multi-21 fight here. But Wayne Burke, he doesn't look like he's going to give up. He's gotten right back onto the rear end of Scott Uren's car. Now going to be a 3-car fight for position.
Oh, as these two battle up front, Emerson has just closed in by half a second in one corner.
He was half a second quicker that time by.
Look at the attitude coming out of the Tats car. Wow.
Oh, it looked like it was a little bit sideways over the rise.
He's got a handful in that one.
Hammer looks very fast, but he doesn't look comfortable. Emerson, did you see the slide off the curb?
Emerson just controlling his car at the moment.
These guys are driving on the ragged edge. There's no grip left out there to find. They're pushing as hard as you dare. Big slide by Muggleton. That's going to hurt his run down Condon straight. Brookman are going to try and capitalise. Emerson looking like the best positioned car at the moment right now. If these guys start fighting hard, he's the one with the most pace.
And Muggleton pitted before these guys, so maybe he was the one that our man Reese in the pit was alluding to fuel saving. It's a hard track to get a clean pass on, so he might be able to hold them off.
Well, I think if there's anyone out there that can withstand pressure, it's got to be Muggo. But it's not going to be easy. Still a long way to go in this race.
It's on for the multi-21 drivers here. We got Ian Ford. He's going to look on the outside, coming into the chase on Burke. Burke gets out. He's Ian Ford through.
Yeah, I like that we've seen some smart move by guys just stepping aside at that left-hand kick there. Moving on to fight another day, because I don't think we've seen the end of that one.
On in front here. His car's coming in now after he's pitted. Have you made a little bit of a change to the tyre pressures? Kelly getting way loose on the straight.
Yeah, that's an interesting moment.
Not really what you want in your car when you've still got another 11 odd laps to go.
Back up the front, 3/10 is the gap. Muggo doesn't look very strong up the hill. Brookman, however, he looks very quick. Could be something in the setups here. Maybe Muggleton might have his car trimmed out for maximum straight line speed. He's not that comfortable over the top.
Oh, as Ren's rear steps out through the try line. Great car control there.
Less than a second separating them now. 10 laps to go at the line. Got a big draft there. Look at Muggo.
Oh, he's
putting a bit of a kick on.
Oh, he's blocking every which way.
To the outside.
Brooklyn muscle his way through. He's on the inside coming up into the chase.
Side by side for the lead. He's going to have position hard under brakes.
Not the greatest line. He's going to go wide here. Oh, contact
between them.
Emerson through.
Brookman to third.
Wow, and
Brookman to fourth. Hampstead through. No, not yet. He's going to hold on. He's going to maintain position. Position 3 now for Brookman. So they made contact. Brookman had position for the lead. We've got to bring that up on a race recall replay. That was awesome, but didn't end the way that Brookman had imagined.
And you just got to wonder, how much has that hurt Brookman's car? Knowing he'd get the line through there, but didn't realise that Renz would still be on the inside there. Ouch. Tell you now, I don't want to be that front left on Brookman's car.
No, he stepped the tail out through Griffin's Bend. But what this leaves us with now is 10 laps remaining in this motor race. Brookman getting very, very very sideways out of the cutting. His car doesn't look as good as it did a lap ago. Muggleton, however, has maintained the lead of this race. The guy who's looking tidy right now is actually John Emerson. And with all of that, we're going to touch back into the pits with Reese and Astra Gaming headsets.
Yeah, guys, I've got some updates from a couple of teams, actually. From TTR, Madison Down apparently has fixed his overheating issues, so it's come all too late for him. Unfortunately, it's not been the best of races for Madison so far. And from TTL, we've got Matthew Hill. Just trying to finish, really. He's made too many mistakes tonight. It just hasn't been his night. Looks like Richard Hampstead on the back of Brookman. Oh, he's going to make a move to the chase, I think.
Yeah, Hampstead and Brookman side by side. This is going to be a replay of a couple of laps ago. On the grass. Is he going to overshoot?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Very lucky not to make contact on the rejoin. He just got the side of the car out into the dirt in the braking zone, and that's just made him overshoot big time into the corner.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, big moment. And just on that overheating issue with Madison, after he's been able to fix it, he is all over the rear of Michael Fabian now. Now that he's able to see the car in front.
Thanks for that update, Reese. In the pits, we're going to head back to the action up the front because Muggo has now got John Emerson's TTL. Good game forward for company.
You got your Ren trying to make the move on Kelly.
There's action everywhere that you look.
Looks like, oh, Kelly's going to look like coming back at Hell Corner.
Got the run, he's going to have a big dive under
Not
brakes.
quite up there. Got to give him room.
That was an excellent bit of defensive driving by Scott Uren there. Left enough.
We got Emerson in the lead.
Muggo in the wall.
Okay, hard.
Emerson leads. Muggo is crabbing. He hit the wall big time there. Didn't see what happened. We'll bring up a replay so you can see for yourself. But this changes things in a big way.
Yeah, it looks like Muggleton's just got massive understeer going through the cutting, and the wall's actually pulled him into it. He goes through the little cut going through Solomon.
He's continuing on, but the car looks rooted. We'll see if we can bring that up in a replay for you.
Muggleton now vulnerable to the two guys behind, Hampstead and Brookman. And while that's been going on, Madison Down has passed Michael Fabian. Madison up into the top 5.
Wow, this race has really turned it up for us. We've seen everything tonight. We've still got 9 laps to go. Emerson leads. He's going to be our 5th leader of the race. Coming up to lap traffic here, Marty Atkins, we think we'll get around him pretty quick. So 8 laps to go. We want to apologise, seems we're having technical difficulties with the screen, but we'll upload the full replay for you afterwards. Emerson still leads. Muggleton is somehow holding on to second, and look at this fight now. Hampstead all over the back of him.
He just lost it going down main straight, and he got no drive out of the last turn. Hampstead's all over him. Oh, Muggleton's deep on the brakes. Push him wide into the fence. Brookman opportunistic. Brookman through to second. Wow.
Well,
speechless. What a
how on earth did all that transpire? But what we've ended up with is Renz Brookman back into second place. About 4.5 seconds back from John Emerson. Things have changed in a big way. Sean Kelly in the pits as well. What's happened here?
Kelly driven into the pits after having a moment over the top of the mountain somewhere.
Yeah, haven't been able to see exactly what happened to him, but heading down Conrod Straight, he was weaving a bit.
Oh, he's had a massive moment in Solomon Park. Hit the inside wall and then straight into the outside doing a Murph.
Sorry, Des Hammond, Brookman side by side into the chase. We've seen this movie before. We know how it ends. But not this time. Brookman takes the position. He already had the position, mind you. It was Hampstead trying to take it from him.
And it's just gone all downhill the last 2 laps from Muggleton. He is crazy loose everywhere. Car not behaving anywhere where it should be, as we've got Marty Atkins getting a lap there, just getting out of the way of these guys. Good work.
So now with all of that that's transpired in the last couple of laps, Emerson has a 4.5 second lead. There's 7 laps to go. We'll run through the field for you. Emerson, Brookwood, Hampstead, Muggleton, and down your top 5. Michael Fabian, Dean O'Brien, Bo Cattell, Scott Uren, and Ian Ford, the top 10. There's still some epic fights through the field, so this is all going to change. But Wayne Berkeley, Day, Bo Cuvis, George Maris, Tobias Cerny, Schreier, Hill, Leach, Kelly, and Atkins round out the cars still running. Been some big moves in the field tonight as well. Emerson, of course, leading the race from second on the grid. There's been plenty of passing guys moving back and forward. Lee Day and Ian Ford up 5 and 6 positions. But there's been a hell of a lot of passing out there, but people going back and forth on them. Then, of course, Casey, McLeod, Barron and Ortridge out of the race.
One noticeable there with Sean Kelly's incident, he's dropped 10 positions now, so unlucky for him. He's back out running. He's got minimal damage repaired, and it is unpleasant to say the least for him.
That's a big shame, because Kelly was turning it up for us. He was going to make the highlights reel for sure. That was some exciting stuff to watch. But we've still got Bo Cubis and Lee Day out there making it exciting for us. These guys have been racing hard the whole way through. Bo Cubis has done a good job to fight his way through. He was sitting outside the top 15 earlier in the race, but currently finds himself in P12.
Lee Day's just starting to put down some really great lap times. He was only a couple hundredths off his best time for the race so far, and they're not too far off of Burke and Ford in front of them. I wonder if these multi-21 drivers have used their stuff up, and here comes the 2 behind them.
They have been fighting very hard there. Been some epic fights from drop of the green flag with these guys. They've been in the thick of it every single time we look at them.
Back up the front, Renz is actually putting down some great lap times. He just went 4/10 quicker than John Emerson in that last lap.
He's the only man in the 6s that time by. Still, it's a big gap the way those guys were fighting. Really hurt Brookman there.
Richard Hampstead followed Renz there. He got a 6.8, but still 2/10 slower than Brookman. These boys will be chasing hard. Muggleton's just he's down into the 7.9s.
Yeah, with a hit like that, his car's not going to be sitting pretty at all. But Brookman and Hampstead are going to up the intensity big time to come home strong here. I think that both of them will be thinking underneath the helmet that they were in with a really good shot to win this race. But it's John Emerson who's sitting pretty at the moment. He's managed to stay out of trouble, and he's got a sizable lead for himself, so he's going to try and manage that gap. We're coming to 5 laps to go.
Yeah, I think if you went back 2 laps ago, you'd have 4 drivers sitting there going, I could win this.
And once again for Astro Gaming headsets, we're going to touch base with Reese in the pits. What's happening out there, Reese?
Guys, I've been listening in, and from the ANZ garage, if Scott Uren can keep doing 2-minute 6s, he'll most likely catch Bo Cattell by the end of the race. He's looking good, and last time I heard he was 8/10 quicker than him the last lap. And I'm also hearing from the Dynamic SimSport Garage, Jay Kennedy and Matthew Barron watching the race intently. John Emerson is lifting to save fuel.
Well, that's some interesting developments there, Reese. Thanks for that. We're going to keep a very keen eye on the Scott Urian Bo-Cattell battle, but if Emerson's decided to take a gamble with fuel, this could change things in a big way.
Oh, certainly. I'm going to be watching intently and listening too.
Excellent job, mate. Thanks for that. Sit back and enjoy the rest of the race because there's still a lot more to come. 5.5 laps to go now. Emerson's gap is dropping. It's 3.7 seconds, 3.6 seconds now. But is Brookman going to have enough time to catch? He's pulled a gap on Hampstead, so he's going to be focused now on just getting the head down, eyes forward, and trying to reel in that TTL forward. But he's not going to have any time to make a mistake. He's got to be right on it all the way to the end. Big, big slide through the S's. He's pushing as hard as he dares. A race win at Bathurst. This is what every single driver dreams about.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. After Reese has just clued us in on it, I've just been watching Scott Urian. He's closed in a second last lap, and it looks like he's going to do it again. He's within 8 car lengths of both, and he is driving this thing off its wheels.
This Hammer Brookman fight's not over yet. Brookman looked like he had a bit of a gap over the top of the mountain, but that's changed big time as they've made it down Conrod Straight. Could be that draft that we were talking about, could be these cars performing better or worse in different areas of the track, but this fight's definitely not over yet.
Yeah, but Renz is just placing his car right where he needs to, and Richards, he's too smart a character to just throw it up and wreck someone's race. We hope.
Now those Emerson has actually matched Brookman's lap time that lap by. So the gap has maintained and stayed the same. So Emerson, with 4 laps to go in the race, has a 3.8 second lead over who's got Hampstead. Big, big company. Takes a tighter line through the cut, through Griffins. We're going to ride with Hammer up towards the cutting. This is going to be an exciting shot. They're all over the back of each other.
Just watch how Renz's car just likes to slide the rear. Obviously that would be probably more to personal preference.
Yeah, these two cars are driving a bit differently right now. You can see different lines being taken in different parts of the track.
Some drivers might like the rear wheel steer a bit more than others. Seeing that here with Brookman, he's just sliding the car through. He's obviously getting great pay. Oh, big, big slide there.
And again into Forest Elbow, you see it moving in the rear under brakes.
Comparison for the two cars, Richards looks the more straighter car. Renz is finding pace there.
Hampstead using this draft to full effect is closing up. Down into the chase, but not close enough to have a dive.
Renz very late on brakes there. Great work to pull it up.
Got a screen full of Dynamic SimSport Falcon, and Emerson is going to cross the line to roll over. 3 laps to go.
This drops at 2:06.6. I think he's got enough fuel.
He must have been using that gap that he had to try and just manage the fuel situation, get enough that he needed to smash it on home, because he's extended that gap out now.
Got Bo Cubas going through. Oh, massive moment for Cubas.
Now this is definitely going to let
a little bit of a touch out.
Lee Day going to buy into this one as well. So Burke, Cubas, Day fighting for 11th position on the track right now.
Cubas's car just everywhere under brakes there. Burke gave him all the room he needed to do it. It was great work. Went back up to 4th spot. Motherlini's slipping back. He's now 5 seconds behind Richard and Renz. Just cruising home now.
He's got 6 seconds back to his teammate, who also isn't having the quickest of runs at the moment. Had his own share of dramas tonight, has Madison down.
Yeah, they're both pretty much matching pace now.
But still, top 5.
Cubis all over Berkshire End.
You can see him getting hungry now, fighting for just that little bit of extra road. They're getting daring with the curves as well, trying to find any advantage.
Oh, another little bump. Let's let Burke know I'm here. I'm coming through, mate.
And Lee Day is going to be sitting there licking his chops.
Burke sliding the car through the dip, out of the dipper.
Hammer
into
Brookman
Murray's.
side by side.
Oh, it's going to put Renz wide. The drag race down to the hell corner.
We have seen this sort of position not guarantee a pass though. Brookman's going to fight hard on the outside.
It's very hard to get drive on the inside there, and Renz is able to just run more corner speed through that.
Yeah, he doesn't leave Hampstead any extra room at all. These guys have now got 2 laps remaining.
Contact back with Bowen Burke.
Burke and Cubis off at the chase.
Massive contact.
They're going to allow Lee Day through.
Cubis. Oh, Burke's like, oh, he's just touched the grass and the braking. Both drivers on the limit.
Well, we knew that they were fighting hard. We knew they were going to use all of the road and then some, and unfortunately ended in tears for Bo Cubis and Wayne Burke. They'll push on, but that allows Lee Day to inherit position 11 in the field. Bo Cubis pits, probably to repair damage there.
Yeah, his car is way out of whack. The rear wheels are about a metre to the left of the front. Massive damage there.
Emerson coming down Conrod Straight for the penultimate time.
Yeah, 5.7 second gap.
Gonna have 2 more opportunities here, 2 more chances down into the chase, but he's nowhere near close enough this time. Brookman just doing a little bit of weaving to try and break the draft. Gonna need as much margin as he can put together to hold off this charge from Hampstead, because we know he's going to fight hard to the end. He looks very quick through the chase, does Richard Hampstead. Very quick down the bottom section of the track, whereas Brookman looks very quick over the top of the hill. Emerson, however, begins his last lap, the last of 6.2 kilometres of this Mount Panorama circuit.
It makes the turn and stares down that mountain one last time.
He's got 5.6 seconds of margin. We haven't seen it yet from this good game forward, but it's been looking like it.
It's on for second. Ren's alternate line. Hampstead's had to go around the outside. Too much speed. Very deep. He's lost a lot of time there doing that.
Reminds you of Windcup and Winterbottom earlier in the year, doesn't it? The last ditch dive on the last lap.
Don't remind me.
So Brookman has managed to hold on to second, but they've still got to complete this final lap of the race. Emerson
and
leads.
Down the bottom we got Tobias Cerny all over Wayne Burke after Burke's incident.
So these guys are heading up Mountain Straight now. Cerny has got a very strong run on the Multi-21 car.
He's on the outside coming into Griffin's, but see if Burke will fight. No, Burke doesn't fight the issue, just lets him through. Great work.
He's got it, so that's...
We go back to John Emerson coming down Conrod for the final time.
So this has been a fantastic drive by John Emerson. He was quick early in qualifying.
Hampstead
having a look though, this fight not over. Side by side they run into the chase.
Got it done. Renz will be deep.
Renz is very
contact!
deep, and they've
Contact!
touched.
Hampstead.
Hammer sideways. How on earth did he hold on?
Holds
Brookman,
onto
I
it.
think, I think Brookman's redressed the situation. Fantastic sporting, but John Emerson is going to take the checkered flag and the victory at Mount Panorama in the TTL Good Game car. Hampstead, Brookman rounding out the podium. What a race!
Muggo crosses the line with it coughing and spluttering everywhere.
So Muggo and Down round out the top 5 in the Tats.com cars. Gee, I'm so excited I can hardly speak properly. Bo Cattell going to cross the line for 8. Beautiful drive. Scott Uren, 9th position. And Ian Ford gets the Denny Helm tribute into the top 10. And we have now got our race winner on screen, Richard Hampstead. John Emerson, what am I doing? I'm looking at the wrong timing screen.
I believe the call is for donuts there. I believe team boss Dylan Sharman's allowing John to just let's go wreck those tyres, boys. Well deserved win there. Had great car pace, raced his own race. And
did absolutely everything right.
Yeah, with some great fortune, he's been able to come away with the win here at Bathurst, our first ever race here for the official V8's online series.
It couldn't have gone any better for us, couldn't it? That was a fantastic race. Had everything that you could ever want. And a winner of this event, John Emerson, for the Good Game TTL team. Hampstead in P2, Brookman rounding out the podium. Muggleton and Down your top 5. Then we have Fabian, O'Brien, Cattell, Uren and Ford in the top 10, followed by Day, Maris, Cerny, Burke, Schreier, Hill and Guy Leach your finishers. We also then had Bo Cubis, Sean Kelly, Marty Atkins, Andrew Casey, Mitch McLeod and Matthew Barron, as well as Tony Orchard running into trouble. But Des, has there been a better race that you can recall in all of V8's online broadcasting? Because that was fantastic.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that. I just think this is Bathurst, and I think the first ever one that we're going to see, and we can only get better from here.
Definitely, mate. Because I think that now next time we roll around, there's going to be a lot of hungry drivers. A lot of drivers going to be wishing that they could have had the glory that Emerson's managed to achieve tonight. But I don't think there's going to be anyone who's feeling better than he is, because he's finally got that Good Game car across the line. We thought that he was going to be in for a win at some point this year, but to have it come at Bathurst, you can't get any better than that.
No, it really is Christmas come early for him, isn't it?
Yeah, been working hard all year, and so that's now the first time that Muggleton as well hasn't, in a race this season, hasn't come away with a victory. Top 5 is still very, very strong, but we're seeing other drivers come and take the fight to these Tats cars.
Yeah, it's great to see the depth of talent that we have in this league is great to see. Heaps of battles all the way through the field. I didn't know where to look.
There was nowhere that you could look. It was some fantastic racing, no matter where you were, and we're going to have a talk to some of the drivers now. But Sean Kelly's joined us in the commentary box. He was the man in the middle of some epic fights there the whole race through, but didn't quite end the way you hoped, Sean.
Yeah, hey guys, yeah, sure was. It's pretty much what I expected going into the race. It was my first race at Bathurst, and I knew it was going to be a bit short in pace, and I knew everyone else was going to be well up to speed. So, yeah, I expected these guys to give me a lot of pressure, and yes, I just tried to mix it up and have some fun out there, and yeah, unfortunately pushed too hard and caught the wall.
Yeah, shame to see it end like that, mate, but it did look like it was a hell of a lot of fun whilst you were in the thick of it all.
Yeah, sure. Whilst touching on the talent, I mean, yeah, I expect these guys to all get up there and do this. You know, more people will find the speed and get it start to click, and yeah, so it can only be good for the series and make it harder for the rest of us.
Yeah, you did well whilst you're out there, mate. Congratulations to you. See you back next
cheers.
time stronger than ever. But we're going to have a talk now to our race winner. Congratulations, John Emerson. You finally got the good game car into victory lane.
Oh man, that was fantastic. Geez, that was a good race. I had a lot of fun out there.
Oh, it was fantastic to watch, mate. And to finally have that victory come for your team and to have it come at Bathurst as well. Does it get any better than that?
No, not really. That was what I wanted to do this season. I really wanted to get a win at Bathurst, and things were looking really good earlier in the week. And then Hammer went and pit me again in the last qualifying session. He's got a terrible habit of doing that. But yeah, it was great. I'm just absolutely stoked.
It was a fantastic bit of driving from you, John. You didn't put a foot wrong the whole race through, but it certainly didn't come easy. I think that you did a very good job just picking your battles, because those guys in front of you when you were back in third didn't look like it was all going to go your way.
No, not at all. No, I got stuck out wide at turn 2 on that first lap, and the car just doesn't turn out there. I just had to get right out of the throttle without going into the fence, and that really rattled me. And first stint was absolutely terrible. But yeah, came out of the pits, thought I'm going to have to try and fuel save here and see what would happen. I was hoping that Muggo didn't go in, but he did, and I knew he'd be fuel saving, so I was going to have a battle on my hands. And so I just put the head down and went for it. Didn't even look at the fuel and just put pedal to the metal and hope for the best. And yeah, Muggo ran nice and wide for me at the cutting there, and I was really worried where I was going to try and pass him, because I definitely had the pace on him, but he's very, very hard to pass. He's a bit like John Bauer. So no, just stoked. I'm rambling now.
No, you've got every right to do that, mate. Your hard work has paid off, and congratulations. Soak it up. A win at Mount Panorama. It's not something that you can say every day, but you've done it.
No, that's right. No, I'll enjoy this, that's for sure. It was good.
Well, congratulations, mate. But second position in the race there, Richard Hampstead. Mate, you were in the middle of it all, and fantastic race that you ran, but didn't quite come away with a win. What happened out there for you?
Yeah, well, it was a pretty epic race. First, congrats to John. Yeah, great for him to finally win this season at Bathurst and 2 for the team. So, yeah, looking good for the team's championship at the moment. But yeah, had a great battle during that race. I led the first stint. Then in the pit stops, I don't know why I dropped back to 4th, but I think Muggo might have been fuel saving, and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, I didn't really drive that well all race. Had a great battle with Renz in the second stint. Yeah, nice, close, hard but clean racing. So that was pretty awesome. And then, yeah, great.
Well, it's been a very strong, very, very strong performance from everyone in the TTL team over the last couple of weeks. And of course, the victory that you had last week. You're putting in some very strong string of results there and taking it to those Tats.com cars. And you mentioned the team's championship. Everything's looking pretty good at this point in the year, because you're really, really taking the fight to them.
Yeah, well, it's about time they stopped getting their 1-2s and their 1-2-3s every race. So I'm glad we're the team that have stopped letting them do that, and also Renz too. But yeah, I think we've worked pretty hard the last couple of weeks to make a good set, and paid off.
Reckon you'll be able to have a strong finish to the rest of the season?
Well, hopefully. I think we've got a pretty good baseline set at the moment, so depends what the other guys can work out.
Well, you guys are definitely doing it right at the moment, so all the best for the rest of it, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.
And final step on the podium, Renz Brookman, congratulations to getting it up there finally, but exciting race for you. How did it go?
Yeah, really well actually. Didn't really expect to keep up with the front guys, although for some reason they were chaseable still, and had an awesome battle with both Muggo and Richard there. Not sure what happened in his pit stop, but yeah, suddenly came back in second and started chasing Muggo. And I brake myself a little bit trying to pass him, and ended up off the road. And
well, any time that you can be fighting for the win of a motor race at Mount Panorama has got to be a good feeling. And it's got to be good to see you at the front and on the podium in one of these races, mate. You've done a fantastic job out there tonight, and it was exciting to watch. Has to have been good fun out there.
yeah, it was really, really enjoyable. But yeah, brilliant track as well. So
That's it, mate. And I can't wait until we're back here next time. But been driving very strong, Rens. Do you think that you've got anything left in the tank? Can we see you further up the podium later on in the year, perhaps?
Well, I hope so. Although it's pretty hard trying to fight the TTL and the TUTS guys. Yeah, just in the race on race pace. So it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna definitely give it a go.
You're doing a fantastic job out there, mate. Best of luck to it.
Right, thank you.
And defending series champion Josh Muggleton led a couple of laps in the race tonight and managed to come home in position 4. Gee, it was an exciting one for you, Josh.
Yeah, it was eventful, that's for sure. Yeah, tried a different strategy. Things were looking good, but I struggled all race with really bad frame rate here, and all in the key corners it was really laggy and jumpy, and caused me to make a few mistakes throwing it sideways and whatnot, and that's what cost me in the end. But yeah, no, you can't substitute practice laps here, and John worked his ass off all week and put a lot of time and effort into this week, so he really deserves this. But yeah, it was eventful. It was good. Good points, and we'll move on to next week.
Your car looked very, very fast, Josh, but it didn't look all that comfortable because we saw the rear of that thing stepping out big time at a lot of different stages in the race.
Yeah, I was pushing pretty hard. The set wasn't too bad. If I wanted to drive it straight, I could, but I knew I had to push as hard as I could and hang it all on the line, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. It looked pretty wild, but it was pretty controllable.
And we got to say, first race back as a married man. Good to be back behind the wheel.
Yeah, it's good. Had a good couple of weeks off there, and enjoyed the wedding. It was really good, and everything went well. So yeah, next is Christmas and honeymoon and all that. So another few weeks away. So yeah, we'll see how we come back after that.
Awesome, mate. Well, good on you.
Big congratulations there, Muggo. I'd just like to say that they say that getting married doesn't slow you down, but having kids does. So something maybe to think about.
Yeah, we might put that off for a little while, hey?
Yeah, mate.
Couple more champions to go before that happens.
Yeah. Got to catch up to 7 time first.
Righto, mate. Well, good work out there tonight. Speaking of 7-time, Madison Down. Fantastic drive out there, mate, for all that you were saying about maybe not being too prepared. I think to come away with a position 5 has got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. We moved forward off the grid there and gained about 2 spots, I think, throughout the race. So, yeah, not too bad. The pace was okay, but like Muggo, I had some pretty severe computer issues. I was getting no more than 30 frames a second for probably 3/4 of that race. So, it was very, very, very hard to race anybody or even slide the car. So, yeah, to not fence it. And I actually noticed halfway through the race the side panel was on my computer for some reason. It's normally not, so I think it might have been overheating. So I reached down on Conrod straight and pulled the side panel off it, and as soon as I did that, it was fine. I gained about half a second a lap after that, but oh well, disappointing obviously for that. But no, good win to John. He put in a lot of effort this week, and at Bathurst, you know, you need to do the practice basically, otherwise you'll be nowhere. So he did plenty of laps.
Oh.
Well, it's a track that can bite, and not having the preparation can be hard, but I reckon that a top 5, with the little preparation that you've had being busy over the weekend, I reckon that's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, tonight for me wasn't really about winning. It was an unrealistic goal to rock up and assume I was going to jump onto the podium, so just had to do the best I could with you know, what I had, and you know, top 5, not too bad, got some good championship points, and hopefully now we've got a bit more free time, get on the top step for the first time this season.
Well, there you go. Roll on the rest of the season then, Madison Down. And we'll see you next time, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Leo.
Now, Dean O'Brien. Dean, you didn't seem to have as big of a battle as what some of the other guys did, but a position 7 is a very, very strong result. How was your race?
Yeah, I'm stoked with the P, or top 10 this week at Bathurst. You know, put in a bit of work this week to try and qualify at the front, because I knew that'd be where you'd want to be for the race. Just kept out of trouble and was able to bring it home.
Did you find much action or drama out there, mate? Because I don't think we got a whole lot of screen time of you because there was some cutthroat battles everywhere else in the field we had to follow.
Not really. I sort of was having a good battle with Fabian at the start in the early laps, but I made a few mistakes and dropped off a little bit, and just that was about it for the rest of the race. I was just stayed a few seconds behind them and had clear air front and back, so it was pretty uneventful. But stoked to have a top 10, and the Osram and Multi 21 boys we're doing great this season, and finally find a bit more pace and luck on the broadcast races to put in good finish.
Fantastic job, Dean.
I think it was really great of the Multi 21 drivers there. Tell us about your special liveries you were running.
We decided a fair while ago that we're gonna run the retro liveries for this week, and a few blokes in our team put a lot of time and effort into making them look really good, and I'm sure they stood out, and we're really proud of what the team's done.
Yeah, it was a great effort there. Another Multi 21 driver that was in the action, Ian Ford. Great 10th there, mate.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I worked very hard for it in the last 10 laps there. Thought Lee Day was going to get me.
Yeah, it's quite some interesting racing you found yourself in. You want to let us know how the car was performing for you?
Performing good as always. Yeah, it was very taily over the top of the mountain and just understeering down the bottom of the mountain, so it was a bit difficult at times.
How good's the racing around this place, Ian? Because you were in the thick of it every single time that you were on screen.
Oh, I love the wind direction around here this week. It was the massive headwind down Conrod, so you can have a massive draft on someone and then just massive push up into turn 2.
Good stuff, mate. And position 10, got to be happy with that?
Oh, very happy. Like, I can't even put it in words. My car has a tribute to Denny Holm on it this week, and as soon as I finished 10th, it was incredible.
Well done, mate. So, Multi 21 cars have been working hard, and hopefully we'll see more of that in the future from you.
Oh, that's it. 3 cars in the top 10. I think we can do better in the future.
Well done, mate. And Bo Cattell, mate, that was an exciting race that you found yourself in the middle of.
Yeah, as usual, I seem to place my car right in the middle of everything, and again, really clean racing from everyone, so it's good to see. I managed to finish the last few races, almost without a scratch in the epicest of battles, so it was really good.
Yeah, you were in the thick of it, and there was positions changing nearly every lap that it seemed, so how good's Bathurst and just the way that it makes this kind of racing?
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. There's, heaps of passing opportunities. The draft makes it interesting, and you never have to brake as hard as you do at Bathurst, and you just have to hope that you hit the apex and keep it off the walls.
Well, you did that very well, mate, and 8th position is another fantastic result for the team. So well done for you, and look forward to more strong results in the future.
Thanks, mate.
And Scott, you're in. Scott, you were putting on a monster charge towards the end there, mate, and a very strong position 9 for you.
Yeah, thanks, Leo. Yeah, it was great race, all race actually. I was having a great race with Wayne, Sean, and Bo, and didn't want to pit with them, to be honest, so stayed out a bit longer. And yeah, car felt great after that, so I was having fun reeling Bo in. But yeah, just tapped the wall and lost all my confidence with the front end, so it was a shame. Could have had him.
Yeah, we did see you in the middle of that big battle pack in the first half of the race, but it seems like the alternate strategy did work pretty well for you, get you in clean air, because there was some pretty hairy moments in the middle of all that. It was exciting to watch, though.
Oh yeah, it was so exciting to be in as well, just to see if I could gain an advantage anywhere. But everyone had their bums covered well, so yeah, it was pretty tight. So I thought I'd try what I did last week and stay out some clean air, but didn't quite work as hoped. But that's all good. The tyres at the end were really good, so yeah, it was great fun.
Your pace does seem to be coming on strong towards this part of the season, Scott, so hopefully see more good results for you as the weeks come on.
Hopefully, yeah. I'm enjoying being in the top 10 and I want to be there more, so yeah, we're working on a few ideas with the setup and they seem to be paying off, so we'll see if we can keep it going.
Well, good stuff, mate. Keep working hard at it because it definitely looks like it's paying works for you.
Cheers, guys.
And Tobias Cerny. Tobias, position 13 for you, but you were in the middle of some brilliant fights as well. We saw a lot of side-by-side action out there. How did you find the racing?
Yeah, hey guys. Was a very tough race. Had my best start this week here and didn't lose 2 or 3 positions in the first 2 laps. Gained a few ones, was battling quite hard and fair, and basically 30 of the laps were great. There was only 1 lap which ruined a better result for me, a possible top 10, I would say.
It's a tough place to race at, but it's got to be a good feeling when you're out there battling with 24 other cars and to be able to go, just that intense the whole way through. Is this the stuff that you race for, Tobias?
Yeah, definitely. And I was so lucky that we didn't were thrown on our own US server this time. So Rance and me, we were able to take part in this great event and got it broadcasted. So pretty happy with it, and I would say see you next week.
Yeah, well, it's good to have you back in the broadcast, Tobias, because we love having you here, and definitely see you at Road America.
Yeah, I will give my best there. It's a long time ago I have been racing there. We will see how things go there.
Well, thanks for dropping in, mate. Thanks for the chat, and excellent work. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers.
And the last driver for us to talk to didn't quite have the best of nights out there, but Squizzer, Matty Barron.
Yeah, guys. I just like to thank Mitch tonight. He did a good job hitting that fence and then bouncing extremely hard off the other one, so I really don't know where to go. So, yeah.
Well, mate, unfortunately it didn't quite go to plan, but good to be at Bathurst anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully next season I can do a 206, go down to a 207 too, so my goal for next season is to do a 6, so hopefully I can do that.
Do you think that you'll be spending more time in the V8s over the next coming sort of weeks, Matty, or perhaps into the next season?
Probably not. I still don't like it that much, so I just race it when I can.
Oh, mate, but geez, you would have seen how good the action is at this when you rewatch the broadcast. You got to want to be a part of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always got that one guy that I want to beat, and yeah, so hopefully I can keep finding that one person to beat and then beat them every week. So it's all good.
That's the way, mate. So keep at it.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to start to wrap things up, but that was a fantastic night of racing. What did you reckon, Des? Could it get any better?
I think it could. I think we could have 24 cars all within 24 seconds of each other, really.
Oh, mate, don't be like that. That was what we come to see. That was what racing is all about here. You know, the intensity, the strategy, drivers coming and going. Man, that was an epic motor race.
It was great. It was great battles all the way through the pack. A lot of drivers turning on probably their best races. Really great for the guys. Clean, fast, and yeah, we'll move on to the next one. Another long, fast-flowing track.
Yep, that'll be Road America. And thanks for helping out again tonight, Des. You'll be joining us next week, I understand. Is that right?
I believe so. If the good man Sandman can't make it back, I'm glad to jump into the box here.
All right, well, Road America is going to be an awesome race, so hopefully we'll see you there next time. Guys, that will be our last broadcast for the year because we're going to take a bit of a break off. But we'll be bringing you all the action as the season progresses from there. So going to say thanks to all the drivers, thanks to everybody for watching. Big thanks as well to Seb behind the scenes, helping us out as always. We couldn't do it without him. And we'll also thank our good friends at the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and the V8's Online Superstore. We hope that you've enjoyed the broadcast tonight. It's been a fantastic night of racing. We'll see you next week at Road America. But the winner for tonight, Mount Panorama, John Emerson.